9:33. All right, Eagle 810 listeners, I actually have a special treat for you right now. I'm joined on the line by DJ, producer, singer, songwriter, recording artist, and plays many different roles. We got Clinton Sparks on the line. Clinton, you there?
Yeah, man, you forgot eye candy for the ladies.
And eye candy for the ladies. Brother, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. In my hotel here in Tokyo, man. Get familiar. Ready to party tonight.
Most definitely. Where are you going to be performing at tonight?
At Genius. I'm in Genius tonight.
You're a Genius tonight. Well, I got to say, it was a pleasure meeting you the other night. You performed at Yokota's Enlisted Club and definitely put it down, for the Iconoclast EP release, and we definitely appreciate that, man.
Of course, man. It was a good time. I enjoyed meeting everybody out there, meeting the soldiers, meeting the employees, hanging out, having some food at the Sunday brunch.
You hit up the Sunday brunch?
I ate at the Sunday brunch. I took full advantage, and it was great meeting people and hanging out. It was a good time.
And Clinton, this is not the first time that you've actually come out and performed for the troops. Why do you take your time to do that? Because you're a busy man. Like, is it important for you to do something like that?
It's very important to me. I mean, I'm an active, donator to injured veterans, to causes like that. My father is a disabled veteran, and I'm a huge supporter of our troops and those that dedicate their lives and their times and sacrifice away from their family and friends to go and protect us and our country and ensure that we can all have safe and happy lives with our families. So, I mean, there's no way to repay, someone that's willing to make that sacrifice. So, the least I could do is try to come out and show support and show that I'm thinking of them, and that, if we can at least party together. At least we can leave and say, man, Clinton was a cool guy, man. He came and partied. He played my favorite song, like whatever.
Most definitely. Clinton, you've worked with some big names in the game. I mean, you worked with Gaga. You've worked with Macklemore, 2 Chainz, Ludacris, Rick Ross, T-Pain. I mean, many different people. You have your own worldwide syndicated show, My Awesome Radio Show. And, I mean, so many big moments. What do you think is probably your highest peak that you've reached so far, and where are you trying to go from here?
Well, I haven't got to my highest peak so far. I'm really excited. I wake up every day excited about what's to come. I'm the type of guy that loves every phone call and every email and make sure I answer and respond to them immediately, because you never know what that might be. So I really take vacations. I'm not the type that, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't play video games, I don't care much for sports, and I don't do what the average guy does. I literally just work. All I care about in life is making people happy and working. And, I think right now, but the next chapter in my career is the evolution of what I've been doing, and that is being a full-fledged recording artist. And I signed a record deal with Photo Finish Island Def Jam, and I have my debut EP coming out July 29th, with me being the vocal artist on it. And I have incredible records with features from Snoop Dogg to T.I. to T-Pain, Ty Dolla $ign, Macklemore and 2 Chainz, like you mentioned, Sage the Gemini. So I'm really excited for people to hear and get familiar with the next chapter of the Clinton Sparks book.
Now, Clinton, you let us hear the other night the track with you and Snoop, and then the track of you and T.I., man. And I definitely think big things are on the horizon for you, brother. So I wish you all of the best. But for those listening right now, is there any special message you want to throw out to them? I know the Iconoclast EP is released next month. Anything else you want to tell the fans out there?
Yeah, well, a lot of people are going to ask me, and the reason I named my EP Iconoclast was to intentionally make people ask me, what does that mean? Because the average person doesn't know the definition to that word, nor maybe even heard that word in their entire life. So I named it that because as I was, like you mentioned at the beginning of this so kindly, I do so many different things from, I'm a television host on E! News for 4 years, to having a syndicated radio show, to a writer, producer, DJ, singer. I do so. I just acted in 2 new movies.
Wow.
So, I do so many different things that you could ask different people about Clinton Sparks, you might get a different answer.
Yep.
And so when I was thinking about what would be the most defining title for this EP, I was thinking of words that would define who I am, and iconoclast was the perfect fitting word. And iconoclast means one to do things different, one to break down the traditional institution of thought, non-conforming. And that's what I've been my whole entire career. I've said this before, but I've always been, growing up, I was too white for the black kids and too black for the white kids. So it's kind of like what I've always been, the world has become, meaning tolerant of everything and accepting of everybody. And there's no real boundaries or barriers for genres of music. You go to a festival nowadays, and you'll see an indie rock band next to a rap artist, next to an EDM DJ, and everyone's stoked about them all. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So that's kind of who I am as an artist and who I've always been as a person, even more so. So it's reflective in my music, and when you listen to my music, it's like everything that encompasses who I am and what I've been influenced by. So it's like Queen meets The Clash, meets hip-hop, meets, so I have all these artists on these tracks that you would never imagine hearing them on, but because I've stamped myself in hip-hop growing up so strongly that I can reach out to a T.I. or a Snoop and be like, yo, this is what I'm doing, I'd love for you to be involved, and they get it because they trust me. And they understand who I am. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So now it's time to get the world familiar with who I am and actually kind of give them somebody. I'm hoping that I can be like an ambassador or somebody that can be a spokesperson for a whole new generation of people that don't want to be constrained to this is who we are. You know what I mean? Or put us in this box or give us this kind of title because, we live in a day and age now. You look at someone's iPod and they have Jay-Z next to Foster the People next to Steve Aoki. And it's not like, oh, that's just the rap guy. Oh, those are just rock kids. It's like we like it all.
Definitely. And Clinton, you hit the nail on the head with all that, brother. I mean, I definitely can look at somebody's iPod and you can tell a lot about an individual. If they stick to just one genre, you can tell they're probably a very narrow-minded individual. But if they're all over the place, listen to a little bit of everything, you can tell they're worldly and open to different things. So definitely big ups to you, Clinton, because again, you mentioned earlier you don't drink, you don't smoke, you're not into the typical things, and I think you are definitely a role model to a lot of individuals, and you're out here bridging the gap, especially with your music. So we do appreciate that, man, and I hope everyone does get familiar and picks up that Iconoclast EP next month.
Thank you so much, man. I hope you guys support it there, man. I'd love to come back there and perform for the troops and hang out and have another party with you guys, man.
Hey, definitely, Clinton.
By the way, man, how many soldiers are listening, or how many soldiers' wives or children are listening to this program right now?
Man, we reach over 70,000 troops in the Kanto Plain. So our shadow audience is, all of Tokyo. So millions of people could be listening as far as the Japanese are concerned. But as far as troops, it's about 70,000.
Well, what I would like to do to even more show my support for the troops is perhaps those that are listening right now, if they tweet at me at Clinton Sparks and say that they're listening. What's the name of the show?
It's the Morning Cruise Control on Eagle 810.
If they hashtag the Morning Cruise Control and hit me on Twitter and say the name of my EP, which is Iconoclast, hashtag Iconoclast.
You might want to spell that for him, Clinton.
It's ICONOCLAST. Iconoclast. If they hashtag me that, I'm going to follow them and then DM them, and I'm going to send a couple people a present just for tuning in.
Wow. Okay, that's big right there. So go ahead, hashtag the Morning Cruise Control, hit up Clinton Sparks at Clinton Sparks, and go ahead and you get hit up directly from Mr. Clinton Sparks right here.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and thank you for your support, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody listening, man. Clinton Sparks, Iconoclast EP, out July 29th. Get familiar. Ow!
Most definitely, brother. Take care. Stay humble. Stay hungry, Clinton.
All right, buddy. I am hungry. I'm going to go eat some breakfast.
All right.